kitchen.
Think you'll be in here? It's not here. Of course, this is done.
Oh, I see it. Oh, I see it.
Oh my gosh! I even forgot about the challenge when I saw them.
Congratulations.
You know who we are then? Yes, of course. Because we won last week's challenge. Phil and Eva, they were going to help us. They won last season. We will be here with you guys for a few hours to help you out a bit. For them to be helping us, I hope it's going to turn out like at least on the safe zone, you know?
Yeah, safe zone. We only made safe zones.
So let me read this out. We know you've been cooped up indoors for the past few challenges. So it is time to take you outside and smell the roses.
This week's challenge is what's considered your outdoor room, the garden.
The garden complements the home by being an extension of the interior and may provide as a sanctuary.
You have 17 hours to complete this challenge with a budget of just
$7,500 to go with your 8 hours of handyman time.
The challenge starts now.
If you want to paint that area there that's very exposed to the weather, use Deluxe Weather Shield.
Yeah.
It won't run. It's still paint it. If you don't like it, you can still paint over it.
We're so glad to meet you.
Hey, that's like starstruck.
Oh my god.
Measure this with.
What is with?
Our strategy is still the same. What is our strategy, Berlin?
To not be in the bottom two.
Oh my god, a spider.
Ew! I hate the outdoors. And the outdoors hates me.
Oh my god, there's so many insects.
Like every time I go out, birds like must on me.
Oh my god! Get away from me, spider!
Hey!
Hey, neighbors.
Howdy, neighbors.
Hey, can we borrow a cup of sugar?
A cup of sugar.
Yeah, I'm baking a cake.
But we really want to capture the essence of what a body garden is. Creative screening will be that structure, that's the frame structure with all the rattan running down.
Based on our last few rules is that we tend to clutter up spaces.
And then here you do your water feature. This is the first thing the judges see, you know. That's my only concern.
You have to take this challenge really seriously. I don't want to disappoint him, you know. I mean, it was a surprise, to be honest, that Jamie came out and pretty much pulled us back in the competition. We have to go in there guns blazing, and we have to make sure Jamie's decision wasn't a wrong one. It's like the judges think we just went to the Dulux room and just chose all the colors blindly. I would actually love to see the beauty queens kind of getting that kind of.
You just want to see the beauty queens.
I just want to see them sweaty and hot, really.
You to me bottom two last week.
I kind of want to blame it on the boys.
That's not. They were also in the bottom two, so
Yeah.
I feel pretty bad for them as well.
Going to this challenge after being in the bottom two definitely had an impact on me, especially.
The height is 112.
It was like a wake-up call for us to do something better for the next challenge.
How can you give us less budget for gardening?
They want us to
Be creative, I guess.
yeah, we're due. I saw Jen's face. She looks pretty lost, and that's the first time I've actually seen her like that.
You want to put a pathway like that? Like
We have to.
from there to there?
I don't really need a
And I don't really know, how do you want to do the partitioning? Like, it's a bit stupid. What's the partitioning? You're saying you don't want the judges to know that there's a garden there. That is actually a bit impossible to do that. The thing about Ines is that she has a lot of good ideas, but she is not tying it into one scheme. It will be a mess. It will be really apparent that we're actually trying to cover that part of the garden.
Okay. It seems like every idea I throw, and Jen just always like, no, like always opposing. So I just feel like I'm not part of the team sometimes, you know? Like,
I feel like you haven't even considered it yet, and then you're like, okay, let's just not do it. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you know, I just get that vibe from you.
When she cried, I was like, what did I do? I'm really sorry. I just need the concept.
I really don't need to.
Wow, you're in a really bitchy mood today.
Yeah, because you dismiss all my ideas as stupid.
You wanted a chill area, right? And a more private area,
That's
right?
part of the brief.
Like this.
Like, if you want to do that, that's cool, making a private area, but make it further. Don't block off the bedroom window. I beg of you.
Look, trust me on this one, because every time you make decisions, we go wrong.
Thanks. Why don't you design the whole thing, then I'll just be...
Okay, that's fine too.
Let's pick some fun colours.
Yeah, Jeremy, that sounds cool.
When you picture fun in your mind in your garden, what colours do you see?
Blue, white. Because...
Lighters would be like this, right?
No, this...
Like this, offsetting this kind of...
No,
Like
this
kind
is not a barbecue area, babe. No, I'm talking about the private area.
You can also think about a mural and the design as well, so it doesn't have to be a solid colour. And the wall you can also do late in your game as well, like early. In the other rooms you've got to start painting early, but the wall you can wait a bit later until you've figured out probably the plants and the furniture, and then come back to it.
We're just going to go back and conceptualize a little bit more, then we'll send you our paint on
days, right?
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye, girl.
Are we good?
Yeah, let's go shopping.
Yeah.
Coming up, disaster strikes the beauty queens.
Oh, thanks for the event. Miracle. We're dead.
Why is the place where you guys live called the nursery? Because there are baby plants there.
Come on, let's go, let's go! Let's go, I'm gonna pee!
OMG, there's so many options.
We're here!
In the jungle, the mighty jungle.
A wimbo, a wimbo. So what shall we get first?
Because this is my background. I'm a horticulturalist, and this is where I started my whole design story. Stepping stones through the middle.
We're thinking of making it an orchid sort of wall as well.
Love that. I can tell you're like really getting into this.
Yeah,
Good.
love it.
Alphanese, Calathea, these are beautiful Balinese plants.
Dad loves working in the garden towards the end of his life. And I think working on the garden is bringing us closer to him.
Yeah.
You know? So like we're very excited about it, and we hope we pull through it.
Damn it. It's a jungle in here.
It's a jungle.
Sometimes I wonder why I keep going under.
There's acres of plants. Where do we begin?
It's so much harder than I thought it was going to be. I know, right? Buying furniture is one thing, but then buying plants where there's just so many different varieties is a completely different ballgame.
Nice. It's a lot of grass. It's really hot, and we miss Eva Mall so much right now.
We have itchy everywhere. We haven't even started working. Oh my god.
I think I'll collapse soon. Don't. I need you.
Ooh, what's that?
What is that?
That's an elkhorn fern.
Jamie showed us this really ugly plant that looked like an alien.
And you feed them bananas.
Seriously? You're joking, right?
No.
Really?
You throw them all in there and it decomposes and it feeds the plant. Look expensive.
400. We get this. Bargaining played a very big role in our shopping.
Uncle, we bought a lot already.
With plants, you don't know if you got already enough. Tomato, how much?
It's dying!
We'll spray paint it so it will look good.
This place smells like pee. Fertilizer. Oh, okay. Sorry. We don't really feel very excited about buying plants because they all look kind of like the same.
What's wrong?
I'm very lousy at all these. They all look the same to me, just like green. I'm just very annoyed because I don't like being out in the open. And there's so many flies, they're just like attacking your face and like arms. There's a butterfly. What do you want to do? What do I want to do? I want to come to an agreement rather than just one person.
Just agree with anything you want. Just choose.
You know they say about the best creative teams, like there's always a lot of friction and drama.
You won't be able to do it, I think.
I'll find a way to do it.
With metal?
Yes, I'll find a way to do it. And it makes like for a really great design team because we fight for what we believe in. I think you said I was going to be able to do the herb garden.
Yeah, you can do the herb garden, but if you want to mess it up,
I'm not going to mess it up, see, that's what freaking annoys me.
I want this bicycle. Serious, it's so cool.
Adrian, you a girl in that.
How many do you want?
just the healthy looking ones, I guess. One of these? How about this one? One?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, here. Teeny.
Thank you.
Alright. Cool. Let's do it.
Gimme.
again?
I don't know, the roof structure? Because we're gonna hang all the plants on this roof, right? We're gonna make a hanging garden. Yes. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, when we painted the roof structure that we're gonna hang all of our plants, I was actually a bit nervous about it because, like, painting it, I can see that the structure is really thin.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really long day.
Outside, the handymans were trying to put the roof up. We were actually really nervous being there because of the structure that's not built. Disaster. At that moment, we just look at each other and we're like, oh. We were just really shocked when we saw that everything just fell apart. It just broke down, like everything was just on the floor, and it was on all over our plants, and it was just a catastrophe. It was a disaster.
So we shouldn't be too ambitious.
We're dead.
It was like literally timber everywhere. Like.
After the break, the Pearlin and Nara saga continues.
I want to get these trees planted, and you're like
just shouting, right? You're gonna keep shouting to yourself.
To reduce the spots you see, you have...
Come to me, my garden chums. Before we return to the competition, before it all starts getting ugly, muddy and sweaty, what are some good design tips to bring the outside in? Don't forget that more and more of us are now living in cities, so we get a little bit romantic about the great outdoors, which is why we love wood. We love wood on the walls, we love wood on the floors, we love wood on the staircases, we love wood for furniture. And that's because it has a texture, it has a sense of living being to it, which is so exciting. In fact, back home in Britain, for centuries we've been covering our rooms with flowers, acres and acres and acres of chintzy wallpaper. All well and good for a pretty inside, but what happens if you've got an ugly outside, if there's an urban landscape, or if there are nosy neighbours? You don't have to give internet curtains, you know. What about a fret-cut screen to give you a bit of privacy? What about a big vase to block the view? Or how about a plant? A windowsill garden to give you a little bit of natural pleasure. So, talking of gardens, let's put on our Wellington boots and step outside.
When the roof fell apart, I was really, really disappointed, scared, nervous at the same time, all jumbled up together. We don't have any plan B. I mean, like, that was the main idea, to have a hanging garden.
Jamie's coming.
Ouch. It all fell. The entire structure.
Yeah.
Ines and Jennifer, oh, bless them. My heart goes out to them. They really tried hard. But their design was so ambitious. And I don't think anyone was really thinking about the construction side of things. The problem here, guys, is that this has been put together with finishing nails, not structural nails. They bit off way more than they can chew. And if they don't pull that design together very quickly, they could just be going home.
Ouch! That one, man. Heavy.
oh my god, sorry tree. Oh! Ah!
This is one tree, I'm gonna die.
The garden challenge isn't just the toughest in terms of the physical sense. How does this work? Oh.
So you still got space here and here.
I would be concerned if I was a guest in their house.
Breaking their head open.
You know, drowning, most importantly. I know it's only like maybe a foot deep of water, but you can drown in that.
Can you actually see through your blue hat? It's ginormous, right?
I need to protect my skin from the sun.
Just help me carry it.
No, I'm thinking of a smarter way to do this.
Just help me carry it. I can carry most of the weight. Just help
No,
me
can
carry
you
it.
tell me a smarter way of doing this?
I don't know a smarter way of doing
Yeah,
it.
so I'm trying to suggest to you now that maybe if we cut this thing out.
Instead of suggesting I can use brute force, if you just help me get there.
No,
Let's
I'm
go.
asking you whether it'd be easier if we just cut the bottom open first.
Ugh.
You're so stubborn.
No, stubborn. You just need to help me.
No, you just need to listen to me first.
If you would just help me, we'd get there already.
No, you should just listen to me first. Talk all day. Oh, you want to shout, is it?
No, I'm just asking you. I want to get these trees planted, and you're
You're
like...
just shouting, right? You're gonna keep shouting, you do it yourself. Come down and talk to me, okay?
Go back inside and do your things, and I'll do the gardening.
Just decide. If you
I
want to
said,
work with me, stop
if you're not
shouting.
going to help me plant the plants, tell me what you want them, and I'll plant them.
No, you just need to
What
stop
kind of
shouting at me
teamwork is
first.
that?
You stop shouting at me first, okay? Enough. If you stop shouting,
Yeah, just go back inside.
I don't respond to you shouting at me.
Go back inside. Shut up.
Hello. How we doing? Not going straight here.
Part of Deankie and Tiara's prize on winning last week's challenge was that they had our overall winners from last season's competition, Team Dali, Eva and Philippe. They came in and helped them out for 2 hours.
So you want them in the ground
Yeah.
and as close to the water
Yeah.
possible. Okay, we can do that.
And it's so hard to ask Eva and Phil to do some work, you know? They're the winners of last season, and then you just tell them, do this, do that? No. They were really nice.
They really helped us a lot.
Yeah, volunteered to do some stuff.
I cannot believe you're doing it again. Now that we're back, it feels like we never left.
Yeah, we're just like
Well, I
speeding
always have,
adrenaline
but no,
almost
it's-
on dates. Not
I
as
really
crazy
just
as
want,
last year.
I want our own apartment. I want to do it all again. I want to beat them all again. It's really bad.
Good luck. And
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't forget to eat. Yes.
Bye, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh, actually, it makes perfect sense that we have a children's area in our garden. Because, like, if I ever have a kid, I wouldn't want to be burdened by the kid. I just want to pass it by myself. So I'll just leave the kid in a corner with no sharp corners, no sharp objects, and nothing that they can drown in. And then I'll just go and, like, get drunk and party by myself. And then when I'm sober, I'll just go and collect the kid. Isn't that great? Come on, you can do it. Yeah, moving it.
Hey. Her foot? What's hurt?
It hurts.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. It's fine.
Huh?
It's okay. Let's go.
No, Steve, I'll do this.
I can't let him do the things in the last minutes. I can't let him do it all by himself. So I stand up and...
Alright guys, you have 45 minutes to completely finish your job. 45 minutes, go for it. It's looking good though.
Wait.
Better? Yeah. This one is a bit smooth. Funky.
You got this to finish, you got all this floor. Clean.
It felt like we hadn't done anything. We had an orange wall. That's about all.
Your safety there, it won't go down unless you push your safety.
I honestly can't believe we got away with not using any Bosch power tools for 4 weeks.
Doing well.
I feel like now that we know how to use our Bosch power tools, we can do anything.
15 minutes. Alright, 15 minutes.
Straight.
Alright. 10. Come on, Adrian, we're almost there. 9. 8. 7.
One more time.
5. 3. 2. 1.
Yeah, we feel pretty. Hopefully, we're not in the bottom two again this week. Like, we've put our heart and soul into this garden.
Yeah. I think Jamie's going to be really happy with his decision to keep us in the competition. I mean, after looking at this, he'll realize that it's the best decision he's made in his entire life.
You know what, guys? It's so good to have you back. I can't believe you're actually sitting on this couch.
I know. I'm never getting up.
I know, it's amazing. The beautiful thing about this is you guys actually won last season's competition.
Can't believe it's been so long. It feels like we never left and we just graduated to the cap.
Anyway, we're so honoured to have you as guest judges tonight.
No, it's lovely to see you both looking so fresh and young and tall. Anyway, let's move on to Ines and Jennifer, who presented us with what can only be described as the late Queen Mother's hat of a garden.
I actually quite like the whole idea of the hanging
Beautiful. It was the best executed hanging garden for me because they had enough plants up there.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and actually, you know, from a practical point of view, it's very hard to water a lot of those plants up there, and some of them were wilting already. Whether it was the most functional in the entire offer, I'm not sure.
These are intriguing. What is it? Is it pink gin? Ever so slightly reminiscent of the bottles half full of some mysterious yellow liquid you see abandoned by the side of the motorway.
I don't think we're going for that, but yes.
What I thought was very interesting about this is that they had created a completely urban garden. That is exactly the sort of thing that you would find on a big balcony or maybe a roof terrace in a city. I liked it.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't love it. I don't think it's their best work, but...
Hey, but in their defence, 2 hours into this competition, their entire structure fell to pieces and they had to rebuild it from scratch. I just feel that if they'd have been on track from the start, they might have been able to add a little more flesh to the bones here.
Let us now pop over the garden wall to Adam and Adrian.
Oh, didn't they put on a great show?
I love their garden. I love the wood, as you know, from last year. Yeah. We love our wood.
Yeah,
you love your wood.
I know that.
You love... What's really
This is
nice...
a family show, right?
Yeah, just kidding. What's really nice, Adrian and Philippe, wood loves you. Let's face it, trees died for that garden.
Hey, you know what? That wall was absolutely spectacular. It was really beautiful.
Very clever.
I loved what they did in that corner there. I thought that was the best use of the corner.
That corner was brilliant with the toporized fig. I thought that was really nice too.
Really lovely.
They had some lipstick palms in there to match into the red.
The harshness last week has meant that they've come up with one of their best schemes yet.
There were some fundamental flaws, and that is that if you're going to build a deck, you've got to make sure that the intervals between those decking boards are between 3 and 5 millimeters. Now, excuse me for that, but if you wouldn't mind me just grabbing your...
Watch out, that one comes off.
This little stiletto right here is around about 8 millimeters. So if Eva happens to be walking through this garden, her stilettos would fall straight between the decking. And that is not just impractical, but dangerous.
Let's move on to Sarah and Brian, brother and sister team. Let's talk about their Balinese retreat.
My main problem was that fountain in the middle of the passageway. Like, it was hard to go around.
They've come a long way. They started off creating interiors that told us far too much. They never shut up. There were these kind of garrulous rooms that just went on and on and on about them and their family. They've honed it down to something much more sophisticated, and they've got a lot better. But I think that this is a step outside their comfort zone.
They can sell you anything. Like, when I was there, I felt bad for not liking their garden.
Orchids are the thing that ties all our rooms together.
It's sort of part of the Balinese design. They're a lot about symmetry, so we have repeated plants on both sides. It really represents sort of a place of calm and tranquility. This is actually quite popular in Ubud.
We have our herbs, our local herbs, because I'm a chef. Yeah, that's about it. And we're brother and sister, by the way.
But look, in their defense, 75% of what you design these days in the professional industry is marketable. The other 25% is how you market that design. And I think they do quite well in backing up some of their design integrity.
Can I just step in?
Go ahead.
The bamboo tricycle on the wall.
What was going on there? I don't know what was going on there.
Sonia and Yvette. They are a very reliable team, I have to say. They do have an incredibly good styling eye.
Yeah.
They do.
I love that piece in the middle there.
Yeah, that was
Clever
very
palms, very clever, very nice.
Very clever.
I have to say, most of the elements they put in this garden fit that brief, except for that image right there, which is, what is that Hansel and Gretel stepping stone idea?
I thought it was a bit Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, no.
Yet again, it's a bit Princess Perfect, it's a bit Victoria Beckham. I still miss the punky though. This is probably one of the most stylish ones you've done so far, but I kind of wish there was a plastic gnome or a flamingo thing. Do you know what I mean?
We have a flamingos right here.
I know, but that's
tokenistic, really, isn't it, Sonia?
I've seen them bring out some rooms, and this wasn't one of them.
Nara and Perlin.
The thing I felt is they had 3 completely different parties in the same venue, and it didn't work. They had a children's play date on the one corridor, they had a daytime barbecue, and then they had that make-out area lounge thing.
Yeah, but it is important to have choices within the landscape.
Yeah.
But the thing about them is that they tend to sometimes get very overexcited about an idea. I don't think that was a design garden. I think that was a, hey kids, let's have a party in the garden.
Yeah, I have to say. That
on to Deankie and Tiara. There was something quite retro about this. You can imagine the Philippines in this, which I haven't really been able to in a lot of their other spaces. But also, they're getting incredibly confident. The sequin cushions outside, and no one would ever dare that.
Well, Dinky would.
Yes.
You just need to dial him down, okay? You dial him down a little bit. It's all right.
I tried to tell him, and he said, yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
Well, I gotta say, from trailer trash to the ultimate clash.
Oh my goodness! Have you changed your writers?
This will be a really interesting competition today. Let's bring them all back. Well, congratulations. You're all centre stage at the halfway point in this competition. One of you could stand to win that beautiful double-storey home at Elmina, courtesy of Simon Darby Property. That's why you're all standing here. That's why you're all going through those timeless hours of torture. Design Court is now in session.
We're really happy to be here. And going back with what Jamie said, you guys, we know how hard it is, and we know how hard you work, but take it from us, it's so worth it at the end. Like, just power through.
You are indeed budding young designers. You now need weeding, or indeed pruning, or perhaps manuring. But that doesn't mean that you're all staying. Oh no. One team will have to go.
Inez and Jennifer, I loved your floating garden. A couple other teams attempted the same concept, but I felt that yours was by far the most successful. Very good job. Please step back up.
Dinky and Tiara, the use of the screens, the way you split it into on that featured wall, that was brilliant. Please take a step back.
You very nearly won. For the remaining 4 teams, please step forward.
Adam and Adrian. We'll get to you later. Sonia and Yvette. Picture perfect. It was chic, it was smart, it was crisp, and it was ultimately hollow. And you have got to stop doing that to me, or else I'm going to get unbelievably cross with you. Please stand back. But don't smirk.
So, of the 3 teams remaining, 1 will go home, 1 will win, and the other will probably have to sit through about 20 minutes of our head judges
telling off.
And I think I'd rather go home than sit through 20 minutes of Lawrence yelling at me. But there was one team that really did jump up against the rest. Adam and Adrian, you have won this week's challenge.
How much of a relief is that?
You walked away after last week almost being thrown out of the competition.
What do you mean almost? They weren't thrown out. It was you foolish man that
saved them. Right, I had to bring them back. And you know what?
Underpants on the outside of your trousers flew up there and brought them back in.
But hey, they came back and delivered a spectacular design. Those slats on the wall were fantastic. You gave us an outdoor dining area. You gave us everything we actually asked for.
It was very much your turning point.
Congratulations, guys. I know you worked so hard. You rarely get any time off. Your prize is a night out with dinner and drinks at the cool Retro Cafe and guests of your choice at the Vivatel Boutique Hotel right here in KL. Enjoy your night out. What are you going to take out with you?
After the last challenge, I think I gelled really, really well with that team, and that team is Inez and Jennifer.
Oh, the beauty queens.
Weird
Tiara, you
that.
okay with that?
Weird you might go straight for the beauty queens, isn't it?
But the greatest prize, of course, is $2,000 towards next week's budget. Here's the catch. You're going to have to take that out of somebody else's wallet. Who is your greatest competitor?
I think the way this particular team has been going in this competition has been absolutely fantastic, and we've noticed their strengths.
And they've been flying under the radar kind of
really well.
very well.
So, with much regret, I'm going to have to choose Tiara and Deankie. I'm so sorry, guys.
Ooh, tactical.
Tiara, Deankie, will you please step up into the lineup?
You guys are doing fantastic.
Thank you.
Do you think it's fair?
We'll see.
We're gonna.
We like innovating as well.
Yeah.
So we'll be in our zone.
So well done, you two. Step back.
Thank you.
So, Brian and Sarah, I felt that for the first time in this competition, you had been overtaken by style rather than substance. And that eroded your real mojo, which is about personality. And suddenly, we had a barley garden, but it was a barley garden that went from one cliche to another cliche to another cliche. The bamboo tricycle. And that was just plain ugly. And visible as well. But I do feel very strongly with you two. You two, you gave us Pearl and Anara, as you do every week.
I could see your personalities in the space, but for me it was just sloppy. Sometimes it can be frightfully over manicured, but sometimes it can just be frightful. And that sort of, I didn't want to be in that space. It was overstimulating. It was just too much at the same time.
The size of your sausages. It was obvious with what you'd done that you were outside your comfort zone.
I believe we need to stay because we have, as I said before, a lot to offer. You know, we have a story, we have a purpose driving our designs, and although you felt there wasn't much of a personal touch to it in this Balinese design, it was very much a part of us because our family used to go to Bali, and we thought about elements that we had in other rooms.
The thing is, Sarah, yes,
Well, let them speak.
you're saved.
I really feel like we're edgy and we provide a new twist. We're nothing textbook about us because we never read any. And we're just designing from our heart. I mean, I'm being completely blunt.
Helen and Nara, say goodbye to Brian and Sarah. I'm afraid you're going. Thank you very much indeed for being part of the competition. Helen and Nara, you're here to fight another week.
This really is a very tough competition, and it's only going to get tougher in the coming weeks.
Haven't you got a party to go to?
Get some rest. We'll see you all again next week.
We are really devastated that we're not.
Design your destiny. Menacing mysteries await the teams at the mall.
Oh, yeah, I need that.
He's officially crossed the halfway mark.
Whoa.
But can the team survive the next tricky task?
Ah, my eye!
Or will it be lights out?
Is that totally destroyed? I almost cried, you know.